Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the supplementary reader An Alien Hand. This is the fifth chapter. The name of the story is Golu Grows a Nose. So Golu is a elephant. Golu is an elephant. So let's check what happens. The story. It's a very wonderful story. So let's read the story. There was a time when the elephant had no trunk. Trunk. You know what is trunk? The long nose of the elephant. Golu, a baby elephant with a bulgy nose, is full of questions. He goes to the Limpopo River to find out more about the crocodile's eating habits. He wanted to know the eating habits of crocodile. What does the crocodile eat and other things? So he went to Limpopo River. So let's check what is there in the story. Okay. Long ago, the elephant had no trunk. He had only a bulgy nose, as big as a boot. He could wiggle it from side to side, but couldn't pick up things with it. He can move it side and side, but he cannot take anything from with that. There was a baby elephant called Golu. He too had no trunk, but only a bulgy nose, as small as a small boot. Golu was full of questions. Golu had a lot of questions. He asked his tall and the ostrich, "Why don't you ever fly like other birds?" So Golu had a lot of questions to ask to others. So you can see the picture. Golu is talking with the ostrich. Golu asked the ostrich, "Why don't you ever fly like other birds?" Then he asked his tall uncle the giraffe, "What makes your skin so spotty? Why there are a lot of spots on your body?" He asked his huge uncle, the hippopotamus, "Why are your eyes always so red?" He asked his hairy uncle, the baboon, "Why do melons taste like melons?" It's a funny question, isn't it? Why do melons taste like melons? Watermelon. The ostrich, the giraffe, the hippopotamus, and the baboon had no answers to Golu's questions. Golu is a naughty baby, they said. He asks such difficult questions. So they all don't have any answers for his questions. So they will say Golu is a naughty baby. And he will always ask such difficult questions. One day, Golu met the myna bird sitting in the middle of a bush, and he asked her, "What does the crocodile have for dinner?" The myna said, "Go to the banks of the great grassy Limpopo River and find out." So one day he met the myna bird and asked the myna bird, "What does the crocodile have for dinner?" The myna said, "You go to the banks of great grassy Limpopo River." Limpopo is the name of the river. Go there and find out. Golu went home. He took 100 sugar canes, 50 dozen bananas, and 25 melons. Then he said to his family, "Goodbye, I'm going to the great grassy Limpopo River. I will find out what the crocodile has for dinner." So next morning, what happened? He took 100 sugar canes, 50 dozen of 1 dozen is 12, 50 dozen, 12 into 5 bananas, and 25 watermelons. And he said to his family, "Goodbye. I'm going to the great grassy Limpopo River to find out what the crocodile has for his dinner." Remember, he had never seen a crocodile and didn't know what one looked like. He didn't see any crocodile and he doesn't know how the crocodile looks like. He met a python and asked him, "Have you ever seen a crocodile? What does he look like? What does he have for dinner?" So on the way, you can see in this picture, he met the python and asked him, "Have you ever seen a crocodile? What does he look like? How the crocodile look like? What does he ever have for dinner? What does the crocodile have for his dinner?" The python uncoiled himself from the branch of a tree but said nothing. So python uncoiled, it's coiled. You can see this picture, it is rounded on the wood. So it came out of that wood. Coiled. Coil means it's rounding. Uncoiled means removing from that. Removing from that. He uncoiled from the branch of tree but said nothing. He doesn't have answer for that. Golu politely helped him to coil around the branch again and said goodbye to him. And Golu helped him to round over the branch again. It fall down from that. So Golu helped the python to coil again on that branch and said goodbye to him. Now we can check what happens in the next part. Golu meets a crocodile face to face. He gets the python's help when he needs it most. Golu grows a long and useful nose. So let's check the story. Golu moved on, eating sugar canes, bananas, and melons. After a few days, he reached the very edge of the great grassy Limpopo River. After a few days, he reached the Limpopo River. On the bank of the river, he saw a log of wood. Log, a wooden piece, a piece of wood. He saw on the bank of the river, he saw a piece of wood. It was really the crocodile who winked at him. Excuse me, said Golu. Have you ever seen a crocodile? So, really, he saw a wood log there. That was really the crocodile. But he didn't know. He didn't see the crocodile before. We know. Isn't it? Golu didn't see the crocodile before, so he saw the crocodile and he didn't understand that it's a crocodile. And he asked the crocodile to him, excuse me, have you ever seen a crocodile? The crocodile winked again. Winked means closing the eyes, closing and opening the eyes, winked the eyes. Winked again and lifted half his tail out of the mud. So his tail was kept in the mud. So half of the tail kept out. Come here, little one, said the crocodile. Why do you ask such questions? The crocodile said, come here, little one. Why do you ask such questions? I want to know. Come close, little one, for I am the crocodile. And he shed crocodile tears to show it was quite true. Crocodile tears, we know, crocodile tears, that is false tears. So he said, come close, little one, come near to me. I am the crocodile. Golu was afraid, but he sat down on the bank and said, you are the very person I was looking for. Please tell me, what do you have for dinner? Golu was afraid even though he sat on the river bank and asked, you are the one I was searching for. Please tell me, what do you have for dinner? Come here, little one, and I will whisper the answer to you, said the crocodile. Come here, little one, I will whisper. Whisper means I will say in a low voice, murmuring, like a secret saying. Like how we tell the secret in a low voice. That is whisper, low voice, talking in a low voice. The crocodile said, come close to me, I will say what I have for my dinner. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout. Snout means that nose part, the big long head and the nose part of the crocodile. And the crocodile caught him by the nose. So when Golu put his head down close to the crocodile caught his nose. It's a very small nose, we know, small boot like. You can see that in picture. I think, sighed the crocodile, today a baby elephant will be my dinner. Golu asked, what is your dinner? Then his crocodile said, today a baby elephant will be my dinner. Let me go, you are hurting me, Mr. Crocodile, screamed Golu. Let me go, you are hurting me, Mr. Crocodile. Please let me go, you are hurting me. I'm getting pain. You are biting on my nose. The python, who had been quietly following Golu, came to the bank and said, if you do not pull as hard as you can, the crocodile will drag you into the stream. The python was quietly following Golu. Without making noise, it was following. It came and said to Golu, if you are not to pull back, pull as hard as you can, the crocodile will drag you, it will pull you into the stream, into the river. Golu sat back on his little horns and pulled and pulled. He sat back and he pulled back with as much as power. The crocodile slipped into the water, making it all creamy with great sweeps of his tail, and he also pulled and pulled. And quickly, the crocodile pulled back into the slipped into the river. In river, it's easy for the crocodile to use his full strength. Both of them are pulling each other. Then the python coiled himself round Golu's stomach and said, let us pull harder. So the python started helping Golu. It coiled on the Golu's stomach and it also started pulling. They both are pulling. You can see in the picture. You can see here. You can see the picture. Golu and the python and the crocodile. All three are there. Golu dug in all his four legs in the mud and pulled it. So he kept his four legs in that mud. You can see the picture. His four legs are dug in that mud. Did you see? Look here in this picture. It's dug in the mud, kept inside that mud to get his stamp, to get this power. Stand strongly. The nose kept on stretching. So Golu was pulling back and crocodile was pulling him. Both of them pulling each other. So what happened? The nose kept stretching. It is growing. At each pull, the nose grew longer and longer and it hurt Golu. So he was getting more hurt. The nose was now 5 feet long, but it was free at last. Now the nose became 5 feet long, but finally it was free because the crocodile left him. Golu sat down with his nose wrapped up in a big banana leaf, hung it in the great grassy Limpopo river to cool. So he used the nose to wrap a big banana leaf. He took it with the help of that long nose, the trunk. Golu sat there for 2 days, waiting for his nose to cool and to shrink. To shrink means to move towards a slow down or towards in a small size. Okay, to grow or to get shrink. It grown now. So now the nose could be changed to small one to get a small shrink. So Golu sat there for 2 days waiting. The grown nose will shrink. It will become in the small size. He waited for that. It grew cool, but it didn't shrink. It was hot, but it didn't become small. At the end of the second day, a fly came and stung Golu on the shoulder. And the second day, a fly came and stung on Golu's shoulder. Stung, poking. Golu lifted his long nose, that is trunk, and with it hit the fly dead. So the fly was biting him. So with the help of that nose, it hit the fly and the fly died. Advantage number 1, he's the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Try and eat a little now. So the python was waiting. Python also waiting there. Python said, advantage number 1. This is the first advantage. If you have a small nose, how could you kill that fly? Golu put out. Then he said, try and eat a little now. Try to eat a little. Golu put out his trunk and plucked a large bundle of grass. He dusted it again his forelegs and stuffed it into his mouth. So, with the help of that trunk, he took a bundle of grass and with the forelegs he stuffed it and he ate it. Advantage number 2, he's the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Don't you think the sun is too hot now? So the python said this is the advantage number 2. If you have a small nose, you cannot take that grass from far away. So don't you think the sun is too hot now? It is too hot now, don't you think? So you can see the picture, the long nose and the python. Golu scooped up some mud from the bank and slapped it on his head. So Golu scooped up. Scooped up means take with the help of the trunk. It took some mud and from the bank of the river and slapped on his head. Kept it on his head. Advantage number 3. He said the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Then python said this is the third advantage. If you have a small nose, you cannot take the mud from there and keep it on your head. Thank you, Mr. Python, said Golu gratefully, thankfully. I will remember all these and now I will go back to my family. So, this is a story written by Kipling. Rudyard Kipling. So, the story tells us how the elephant got its long trunk. Isn't it? It's a very wonderful story. So, I hope you all understood the story. Have you enjoyed the story? Okay, so let's wind up the story here. We'll discuss the questions later. So, if you have any doubt about the lesson, you can ask it in the comment box. Here we are winding up our class. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.